Hey folks, I messed up. Go figure. Not as smart as I thought I was. The last Disney video that we did, we talked about where to stay, and I had mentioned that I had never seen any discounts giving it for Fort Wilderness campsites. Go figure. A couple of days after recording that video, I found discounts on Fort Wilderness campsites. So at this point, I would have to say, utilize agencies like Dreams Unlimited or Magical Journeys or countless others. We've used Magical Journeys and we would use them again. And in reality, next time I make reservations, I'll probably just use them again. I had never seen discounts pop up for the campsites before just a few days ago, so learn something new every day, I guess. Hey everybody, welcome to 54 Nights RV. You can find trail videos, RV walkthroughs, videos of our RV adventures like paddleboarding, kayaking, mountain biking, making fun of her.
They don't want to see that.
And just some general RV discussion. And of course, this week's topic is Walt Disney World for noobs, travel planning for noobs. What have we talked about so far? How big the place is, how long to stay, which you were wrong and I was right.
No, I was wrong. I was right and you were wrong. No, cut that out.
Oh, I will. And where to stay. So
what do we could talk about today?
Well, we're going to talk about a couple of things today. Now, all this leading up to making your reservations. So kind of show you a little bit of that process. And when to go. That's probably a big topic. When to go.
Don't go in August?
Don't go in August. That is definitely... July and August are the two hottest months.
When are we going to go this year?
July or August? August, yeah. There are plenty of resources out there. I mean, a lot of times, for a lot of folks, the determining factor of when you go is when your kids are in school. For us old folk, it's just, whenever we get around to it. But there are crowd calendars out there. You just Google Walt Disney World crowd calendars and you will come up with a handful of links to different calendars, and people make money off of these calendars. There's a couple of them out there that you have to subscribe to in order to see the full calendar.
Wow.
Yeah. And they show the anticipated crowd levels. Some of them show them by day, some show them by month. And there are some of them that break it down by park. You can go to the moon and back with depth of planning on this vacation. Of course, one thing to keep in mind with these crowd calendars is the last 2 or 3 years has really upended these crowd calendars. Everything I hear is the place is busy every day of the year. 365 days out of the year it is packed, which was not the case 8-10 years ago.
We should go every 365 days so that we can give good reporting on this.
I tend to agree with that.
Except for July and August.
Yeah. So, the accuracy of these calendars, a lot of people question them nowadays. But, and no two calendars are the same. You look at one website to the next website, and they've got different predictions. But they give you a general idea. Your busiest times at the parks, of course, are around the holidays, the week before, the week after a holiday, like the 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, New Year's. And
one little Christmas secret, when you see their video, they're not actually recording that on Christmas. It's a secret. Don't tell anybody this, though. But
my God,
they pre-record this in what month? Like
spoiler alert!
Like October or something. Something crazy. So. I ruined that for you. I know. Sorry.
The spring break season is another busy time of year, which is March through mid-April ish. And then events like Marathon Weekend, which happens in January, I believe. Then they have the Food and Wine Festival, and other events. It's like recently Toy Story Land opened up at Hollywood Studios. That's an event in and of itself, and that park was packed then.
You almost said MGM.
I did. I almost said it correctly.
Yeah.
I think my favorite times to go happen to be the 2 months currently that are the lowest traffic months, which by no means means that it's not busy, but May and September. And the reason I like those 2 months, it's warm outside, it's not oppressively hot, and you're looking at the beginning and the tail end of the peak season. So most of your attractions are running, if not all of them. Most of your shows are running. The parks tend to be open later during peak season than they are in off season, so you have a fuller day. And even some of the restaurants shut down in the off season. Some of the restaurants within the theme parks.
So you still have the water parks open during those. Which are they open? They're not open all the time.
I think they are, but they do shut down for cold weather.
Yeah, I do know it gets in February. It would have been too chilly for water parks.
We've gone in February and it was great, but the park closed early, which I like the nighttime feel of a theme park. So that was a little disappointing. So yeah, May and September are mine.
I'm with you. I was with you.
Were you?
I that was me.
Okay, cool. So I can actually talk about it. So, with that being said, let's, we've talked about how long, where. Now let's just assume we're staying on Disney properties and dig in and make a reservation online. So if you go to Google and do a search for Walt Disney World, and it'll come up with the website you need to go to. And at the top, you can select your dates that you're wanting. And
I chose you for my date.
See,
go ahead.
But it lets you select the dates you want, how many people, adults and children are going. And you pick your hotel that you're wanting to stay at, and in this case we're picking on Fort Wilderness. And then you click Find Resorts, and the wonderful thing about Walt Disney companies and their websites, they are so high-tech that they don't always work the first time you click Find Resorts. Probably half the time I go through this process, I have to do it a second time before it actually takes.
Well, if they make more money, maybe they could upgrade that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small company, they can't afford resources to make these things actually function.
Yeah, you can understand that.
Yeah. But you'll see it'll bring up your options, and if you're staying in a hotel room, these options will be like a water view, or a queen bed, or two full beds.
Getting to see the animals and the animal side of
Yeah, the Savannah view of
Lodge.
Animal Kingdom Lodge. And this one you can take a look at the campsites and see what you're getting. Full hookup site. It's got a concrete pad. At the back of the pad, you have a sand pad. We've actually been there on a full hookup site and had a tent and a tailgate tent set up out back. The preferred site, and that part of that is location. The other part is the size of the concrete pad. The pad's a little bit longer, which gives you less of a sand pad at the back. It's going to be the preferred loops are going to be in different locations. I'm not sure what's preferred. And then you have the premium campsites, which is a completely full concrete pad. You have no sand pad on it, so if you're taking a tent with you, you probably don't want premium. And again, they're in their own loops.
What are the rules as far as, can you put a tent behind you?
You can have a tent.
Just one? I mean,
you can have your RV and a tent, I believe is what it is. And then you have the tent or pop-up sites, which we've stayed at one when we rode the motorcycle down there one year. And you still have the concrete pad, if you've got a pop-up. You have water and electric, but you do not have sewer, and there, to my knowledge, there is no dump station at Fort Wilderness.
the comfort stations, which they call their bathrooms, are really nice.
Yeah, they are. They're very nice. So we'll pick on a premium campsite and go ahead and select it, which, if we had waited a couple of weeks to go to Fort Wilderness, our campsite would have been quite a bit cheaper.
Because we couldn't have gotten premium?
No, we could have got a premium, but it's a different season.
Oh, I see. You mean, okay, I thought you meant reserving it.
Yeah, so, Disney divides it all up into seasons and prices accordingly. So first thing it does, it gives you theme park ticket selections, which, that's a lot of money right there, but you got to kind of break it down. If you just get the 2-day ticket, it's like $112 per day, per person. But if you slide down and you get a 10-day ticket, which this reservation was for 12 days, so we get the 10-day ticket, it boils down to $48 a person per day, which is a pretty good deal. I mean, if you can afford to get all that. And then you have other options like your Park Hopper and Park Hopper Plus option. Park Hopper allows you to bounce from theme park to theme park. If you're new to Disney World, it could be good, it could be detrimental. I mean,
and that's all in one day, he means.
Yeah, all in one day. But Park Hopper Plus includes the water parks, a golf course, the Wide World of Sports complex, and both mini golf locations. And the way I understand it, you get admission to one of those every day you have a ticket. So you could go to the water park every afternoon if you wanted to.
Cool off after the park.
And those both of those options, the Park Hopper and the Plus option, they're a fixed cost, if I recall correctly, and it doesn't matter how many days you get, how many days of tickets you get. That Park Hopper option is going to be about $80 per ticket, and the water park option is going to be another $107 per ticket. So we got the Park Hopper Plus option, so I just went ahead and selected that. And then that brings up a dining plan. A what? And look at how much these things cost.
Campers don't need no dining plans.
Yeah, I question whether or not a dining plan is worth it. You got the quick service plan, which is 2 quick service meals and 2 snacks. And basically, just a quick definition here, a quick service meal is counter service. When you walk up to the counter, you order your food and you pick it up either right there or you pick it up down the counter a ways. That is what is called quick service. When they say snacks, we're talking
Rice Krispie treats or
ice cream bars,
bar,
even a bottle of water or soda. And the quick service plan, to me, makes the most sense of all of them because they're smaller meals, and it boils down to about $52 a day per person, which could be a little bit more than you would actually spend, especially if you're a camper and you go back to camp and eat lunch, or you could. But to me, that one comes closest to being the best deal. And after that, the next one up is just the standard Disney dining plan. Oh, and you do get a mug, a refillable mug that you can refill at your resort.
for length of stay.
Yeah.
Or all year, I guess.
No, just the length of stay.
Is
They're
it?
actually barcoded now, if I
Okay.
remember right. The Disney dining plan has a quick service meal and a table service meal, which is a sit-down restaurant. Sit down at a table, waitress or waiter comes up and takes your order, blah, blah, blah. With that table service meal, you get the entree and you get a dessert.
You still get an appetizer and a drink?
You get an appetizer, or no, I mean you get a drink. I don't recall if you get the appetizer.
We used to get an appetizer, but that was quite a few years back.
You do not get the appetizer, from what I'm seeing here. This one we had one year when we stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you can get stuffed.
Oh,
Absolutely
Beyond
stuffed with this one. And it boils down to $75 a day per person.
do you like to gain weight on vacation?
Yeah, that one, and this next one, the Disney Deluxe Dining Plan. There's no possible way I could eat all the food that it offers on this one, and that one boils down to about $116 per person per day.
Now these are meals. A lot of them are like $70.
Yeah.
For the entree only.
I
meals.
mean, monetarily, I guess it might be worth it if you plan on eating exclusively at Disney parks. But if you're a camper, I don't know why you would want to.
Yeah, you can look at it as you're saving a lot of money per meal at Disney parks, but you also need to remember to look at, would you really be eating those meals at the Disney parks?
Yeah, and those sizes of meals.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some days where we eat lunch and that's breakfast and lunch and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if we had the dining plan, we would be making sure we burned that dining plan up because we paid for it.
You're also allowed to bring in a couple of snacks and like a drink
Yeah,
with you. So.
yeah.
Oh, and
And-
water. Let me bring that up real quick. Water you get for free. That's important. If you just go to one of the, what do you call them, quick service, and tell them you want an ice water, you get an ice water. So make sure you stay hydrated. Don't not be hydrated because you can't afford drinks, especially in August.
So we get to the cart, and one of the things on here says Memory Maker. What the heck is Memory Maker? Thought that's what we were doing by going to Disney World. That is the photo pass
Just to prove you made memories.
Yeah. And it's close to, what, $200 here, pretty close to it. We did it one year when we had the grandkids with us. It may or may not be worth it. I don't know. I mean, just kind of depends on your situation. For me, I thought it was worth it that year. I still think it was worth it that year. But, you know, they have these photographers all over Disney properties, and they want to take your picture, and the gist of it is they want to sell you the end result. And you hit up these photographers to take your picture. They scan your magic band, which is in another video, and they take your picture, and then that is posted online, kind of in your own private access area in a cloud where you can view those pictures. And you can have them take as many as you want. Every time you see a photographer, you stop and take a picture. It doesn't matter. You've paid for it. You use it.
You can also actually give your camera to the photographers at Disney and ask them to take a picture, and that would be a free way to get a picture. And they don't mind. They're very nice about it.
But at the end of the trip, you download all those pictures to your computer. They're only posted online for so long, and then they go away. So you download them all, and they're yours to do whatever you want to do with. So, I mean, we've got a lot of pictures from that vacation a few years ago, and, you know, when...
Are the ride pictures on there? I'm trying to remember.
I believe they are, yes.
They are. So all your little ride pictures, you know, where the camera snaps when you're looking your stupidest because you're scared, those pictures are on there also.
So yeah, I mean, it could be worth it if you're going there with your whole family.
Or if it's your granddaughter's first visit, like it was.
Or if you're gonna propose to your fiance and...
Are you gonna propose?
Yeah, but I haven't told her yet.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, once you make your reservation online like this and you go to check out, I don't know if this is standard, but it looks like it may be, $200 deposit is what they're going to want. They're going to want to ask you to sign in or create an account, or you can skip that step if you want, but it would behoove you to create an account for other purposes that you'll have to deal with after the reservation is made, like an ability just to go online and make a payment if you want.
You can request a type of loop, but can you request a certain site?
I don't know that you can. I mean, you can request anything you want. I don't know that their ability to give you a particular site
or loop, actually. I guess I mean you can request preferred versus. Yeah.
But you'll have to make a phone call for that. I mean, you could put it somewhere. I think there's a request thing down here towards the bottom or something. But your best bet is after you make the reservation, make a phone call, and they'll assign that request to your reservation, and they'll even tell you no guarantees. But the thing about Disney is they do go through a lot to try to make sure you're happy. So if you do make a request like that, they'll do what they can. There's no doubt about it. They will do what they can to do it. And if it can't be done, it can't be done.
Don't gripe about it. They have to deal with lots of griping. They're trying.
But that is basically the reservation process. And I've mentioned before Magical Journeys, Dreams Unlimited, several others. These guys do this stuff for you for nothing. I mean, they get paid by Walt Disney World or Disney companies. And you don't get charged for it, and they monitor for discounts,
Specials.
promotions coming up, and they will go through all the troubles of making sure you get those promotions regardless of when you actually made the reservation. And they're worth it, and they work their butts off for you. So I would go that route. I think from here on out I will probably go that route. The last couple of times I didn't, but even when they do that for you, after that reservation is made and they give you the confirmation number, you can go to Disney's website, create an account, and tie that confirmation number to your account on the Disney website, and do everything you need to do. Make dining reservations, fast pass reservations, tours, order your magic bands, which is basically your theme park ticket, and your hotel room key all rolled up into one.
Some of the bigger tours, make sure you do that like 6 months in advance, by the way. They fill up fast.
But hope this helped you all out a little bit. Just some of the stuff you got to go through to get reservation, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the next time around, we're gonna talk a little bit about money saving tips. She's already spoiled one of them with the water thing.
That's an important one. I can say that one more than once.
Talk a little bit about fast passes, the magic bands, other things you're going to need to do even after you've made the reservation. So hope this was helpful to you guys. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell if you want to keep up to date with our misadventures. That's about it, guys. Guess we'll see you down the trail.